Hi guys, it's Charlotte and oh, my dog's just running on the floor. Today has been a really weird day because I went back to my old school, which I have not done since GCSE results day, and we all know how that went. So yeah, today I went back to my old school and picked up all of my GCSE art coursework. I did GCSE art from year 10 to year 11 and I got an overall grade A. I was with AQA and this is all of my coursework. Here is my art sketchbook. This was what I started with at the beginning of year 10, I think. Yeah, I started with this at the beginning of year 10. So this is like 2 years worth of work. Filled it up nearly. I was really close to filling this up. To be fair, this isn't even finished, but this is just like everything that I did in it. Art was one of those subjects that for me I found really hard. Like I worked so hard at art, so I'm really happy with my grade. Like I wanted a grade 6 or 7 in art, so I was absolutely buzzing with my grade 8. This sketchbook is like really destroyed. It's disgusting on the outside, but it's okay on the inside. So in the front page I have this like, I don't know what this is, it's just like a foldy out mark sheet, and then I have the first page which I actually really don't like, and this is just Identity Unit 1 coursework. I think it's a bit naff. I literally drew this on a bus. I don't know why. This one's alright, but the rest are all not very good. So just kind of ignore that. And this is the first piece of work that I ever did in art. It was drawing like this half a face, and I can't remember what grade I got on this. I got a grade 7 on this drawing that I did, and yeah, I don't think it was particularly great. Like the thing is, I'm not like an amazing drawer or anything. I think I'm alright, like I'm not horrific, but I don't think I'm amazing. I just did a lot of work and did a lot of writing and a lot of analysis, and that's kind of what got me my grade 8 in the end. Here was a little colour montage that I did just for like tones. I got a grade 7 on this one. Here is some of my artist analysis. I loved doing artist analysis. I would do all the fancy titles and make the pages look as cute as possible, and this is actually one of my favourite pages in my art sketchbook, and I was really proud of this page when I did it. I remember just being like so proud. And then yeah, I did some more like with the same theme and did a lot of writing, and like this page isn't even finished. I just didn't finish it. This one, as you can see, is just a lot of writing, and this was all about an artist called Can Griffiths. It was an inspired piece that I did by Can Griffiths, but just using like my own face and my own style. Here was some Michelle Kaplan inspired work. I did this one, which I actually think is really bad, but oh well. I did some artist analysis. This is all quite messy and quite rushed. I do wish that I took my time a little bit more on all of this analysis. Here was my final project for year 10 plan. We did these pull-out plans, had some sheet music like with stuff written on. I was supposed to put a picture of my final plan in, but I never ended up doing that. So this was like my possible ideas. So I had these drawings. These were all actually, this one was done with makeup and nail varnish. These ones were done with pencil. I've got like an outline version and a colour version. And I basically just wanted to do a lot of experiments here. I did lots of different types of styles of drawing. This is one of my favourite drawings that I did. I did this one, this one, this one. Like, as you can tell, my style's like not very realistic. I like more of like the pop art kind of style of drawing. I did some more, and I did some writing and like wrote about what I used in the images and stuff. I did some more. This one actually I really liked. I was really proud of that drawing. And then this one I did with some flowers. I can't remember what artist this was inspired by. And then I have my African project. I really did not like the Africa project, but we just did it. So yeah, I drew some elephants. I like this one. And I took some photos. I did lots of these, which were like patterns for like African elephants and stuff. And then I did some more. I did a little opening thing where I just wrote about it. Like, honestly, looking back at my sketchbook, it could have been so much better, but I just like didn't focus on art that much in year 10 when I should have done. These are some more drawings that I did. As you can see, they're quite similar to the ones that in style I did earlier, but these are just like of darker coloured girls. I really like that one. I think she's really pretty. And I just did like some like green print. And then this is one of my favourite spreads that I did. This was on an artist called Lionel Smith. He was an African artist. He used like paint and like colour and stuff, and then I did this recreation. This is one of my favourite pieces that I did. Obviously I drew myself a lot, if you can't tell this is me, but I just found myself really easy to draw, and I had a lot of like base images to go off of, so I just drew myself. And that one was inspired by this piece. And as you can see, I did a lot of writing. My handwriting is tiny, so it fills up books quite easily. I did a patterns page, research patterns. This page is so messy and it used to really annoy me, but like it was just extra research and stuff. I had a green leaf page of photography. This one I really started to get into calligraphy. I took some photos of my eyes and put them in black and white. Now that was all year 10, now this is year 11. I took some photos of denim and my clothes. I actually really liked that photo. I remember putting it on my Instagram. Of leather, my leather jacket, of my crystal shoes. Like, I actually remember doing this so vividly. Like, this was like such a stressy thing for me to do during summer. I had like a nude page, like a random miscellaneous objects page. We had to do a lot of photography and art, and I really didn't like it. I was not a fan of photography. I did this little like 3D edit of myself. I took loads of photos in London and wrote about it on this like background, because London is my favourite place in the entire world. And then I did some Joseph Carnell work. This was supposed to be like my super cool like pull out, gonna surprise everyone. I literally didn't even finish writing the word Joseph. Like, am I okay? Like, I submitted this to an examiner. I did a collections mind map, like more collection stuff. To be honest, the end of my book was like quite messy because I just wanted to like get it crammed with work. And then I had this like church thing, because I did a piece on a musical that I wrote. So I did some musical theatre research, lots of musical theatre research. I did another one of the like transparent background things. I did some stained glass window research and drew some stained glass windows. I drew a church. I got some more church and gravestone research, and I did some more stuff. I did some stuff on this artist called Sue Blackwell, and I never really recreated that, but I just like did a bit of work on that. And that's basically it for this sketchbook. I have some pretty good pieces in here, but overall it was quite messy. So the sketchbook is really not a grade 8. The sketchbook is about a grade 6 quality. It's kind of like the rest of my coursework that brings my overall grade up to an 8, and the amount of detail that I went in my sketchbook. So like, although I'm aware this isn't like the best quality, I did put a lot of effort into it, and I am proud of it because I did do 11 of the GCSEs, which was really stressful. Now I have this massive folder full of all of my other bits of work, so I'm just gonna like get them out and show you guys. We did a lot of these like big fold out sheets, and this is one that I did right at the beginning of year 10. This is my first piece of coursework, and this is that. It's like, yeah, it's basically just a bunch of drawings. So I feel like this really does reflect my artistic ability a lot more so than like my sketchbook, because as you can see, like I did this drawing of, oh my god, I forgot my name is Twiggy. I did a biro pen drawing of Twiggy, which I really liked. I did some prints. I did some tracing like drawings. I did this pattern drawing of Angelica from Hamilton. I drew this little African child, this guy, like the half the face, and like all these like different experiments and stuff, and we did so many stuff like this. Like that was basically all my coursework was, and this one I was quite proud of. It's like really messy now because it's obviously like 2 years old, but I did quite like this, and I would recommend if you like have spare time or like spare bits of paper and little experiments, just to put them on like a big board like this, because they do look really impressive in your final exhibition. There is another one of these like big sheets. This is a photography one, so I did like photos of books and Les Mis. I did some overlays. I hate these, I think they're awful. Got some pictures of like makeup and stuff, and then some more pictures of makeup. And this was all to do with identity. Apparently my identity was just makeup, Valentino, perfume bottles, and Les Mis in year 10. This is who I was. One that I did very beginning of year 10. This is just a drawing, and I like did like all this patterns around the outside and stuff. So like it's nothing like incredible, like it's not like amazing top-notch art skills. It's just a bunch of different techniques all mushed into one thing, and that's like basically what worked for me. So that's just kind of what I continued to do. Like a project as well, I did this mask sheet where I drew on loads of these little masks. I really liked this project, and then like I wrote about it all on the outside. I did a mood board on Africa, just like learning about it. And then I did this, which was just some pattern work. These are all like folded up now, which is so annoying because they did used to look nicer, but they're all like folded. But this is just pattern work on a picture of Angelica from Hamilton. Like the patterns are really quite detailed, so I like tried my best to do that. Africa inspired final piece for year 10. This was like my year 10 final piece. So I just drew these 3 ladies and like put patterns and trees all in the background, and like this little like mesh thing at the bottom was to fill the gap because I couldn't be bothered to like draw their bodies, which is so lazy. Like commit to something and do it properly, don't do what I did and do it lazily. And then my mid-term year 11 final piece, we had like a couple of final pieces because my teacher liked us to do like big boards and stuff, and this is the one that I did, and I actually am really disappointed with the way this one turned out. Painting is not my forte, and I had to paint and I just really did not like it. So this is how this one turned out. Like, is not very good. It has a lot of techniques, and I think this one came out like at a 6 or something finally. Yeah, I just really didn't like this piece. It just felt messy. There was like too much going on. It didn't feel like my style. But I used like lots of different techniques. Like I used brusher, I used paint, I used like these little metal things. Oh my god, yeah, I had all these roses that went up the side and all on, and then they went off onto my work, and they were all like paper. I did like those, they were quite cute, but yeah, I was like really unmotivated to do this, and I kind of just like dropped out doing it halfway through because I really did not like it. Again, just to show you that painting is not my forte, I did this painting where I look like Wednesday Addams. It's actually terrifying. I really didn't like it. Like, I think the eyes are good, but everything else is kind of bad. It's me. I did do another sketchbook. This was my Component 2 sketchbook, and this is a really big one. And you guys might have seen this one a little bit on my YouTube channel. So I did the theme Connections, which I really struggled with. I honestly did not know where I was going with it. But what I wanted to do was make this sketchbook better than my other one. So I had like a research page, which is just a bit naff, but oh well, like it was just there. I had a Christina Trufa research page, some more Christina Trufa. I did some art inspired little bits and bobs. I did a watercolour page and got some like watercolour research. I did a James R. Reid. I was really proud of this. I did this watercolour that I really liked. And then I did some research on Jan Langer and got some of her photos. I was supposed to recreate that, but I just never got around to doing it. I did a drawing of that, which I didn't love. I did a line drawing. I liked line drawing. I didn't really do very much of it. And then I did these hands, which I quite liked. I thought they were quite cute. And then I decided to go into like the theme of social media disconnection, and I got all of these research images. I got all of these images about connection and like how you can be disconnected from people. I made a mind map and got some news articles. News articles are really good because they fill up a lot of space, and they just like have a lot of stuff in that you can use. I started doing like practice pieces on like tracing paper and like getting different ideas and stuff, which I actually ended up really liking those. I did this piece, which I really liked, this piece, which I wasn't too fond of. Basically, this book was just full of experiments. Here I started experimenting with colour and things like that. Here I was getting photos of my hand and like doing different drawings on them and stuff. This is when I got a ton of photos of myself, just doing different facial expressions to convey different emotions. I edited them, overlaid them with text and things like that. I did a big piece on my YouTube channel, which at that time was not like a massive thing. I had like 15,000 subscribers at this point, which is crazy to think. God, I was doing my GCSE, I only had 15,000 subscribers. Like, I had screenshots of me having like 9,000, 10,000, 16,000. Now we're at 46,000. We've come a long way, guys. I had my bullet journal in there. I had drawings of hands and my initial idea. A lot of paint splattering. I like paint splattering. And then another one of these tracing paper sheets. I put in some edits and things that I'd done. Oh my god, I only had 3,000 Instagram followers then. That's crazy. I did this and like just made like a little overdraft plan. And then I started doing some plans for my final piece. These were what the plans looked like. They were really quite basic plans because I didn't really know what I was going to do. All I know is that I liked this one the best. And yeah, that was this second sketchbook. This is how my final piece ended up. I had these 3 big sheets where I just did like all of this stuff on. I didn't love my final piece, but it got me a grade 8, so that was alright. Like it did have a lot of good intent and good meaning behind it. Like I really like this one, but I feel like I should have planned it a little bit better and like done more research, and then it would have ended up a little bit better. I realised I ended up missing out this page. This page in my sketchbook was one of my favourites. I did 2 like space inspired things of my eyes, and they're just inspired by the drawings that I did. A tip is always draw everything you take photos of in different ways. The thing that I did that I was actually really proud of was this big like A3 drawing of my face. It's actually not in my folder, so I'm not really sure where that one is. Yeah, I don't know where that one's gone, but that was one of my favourite pieces that I did. But yeah, I hope you guys have like enjoyed this and like got a good insight of kind of like what grade 8 work looks like. Obviously I'm not the most incredible of artists, but I did a lot of work and I had like a lot of variations of different things, and that's kind of where I got my grade 8 from. It was a lot of annotation, some additional pieces that have just disappeared. I did some 3D work as well that I just haven't got because it was huge and bulky and I just couldn't be bothered to put it in. Quite a lot of artwork. I'm not saying all of it was amazing, but I am absolutely over the moon with my grade. Like, for me, I wanted a grade 7, so to get a grade 8, it's just amazing. But at the end of the day, you just have to put the work in. I don't think it takes exceptional art talent to get an 8. It just takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and if you really want it, then I feel like you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it, talk to your teacher and let them know. But I hope that you guys did really enjoy this, and if you guys have any more questions or want to see anything in more detail, then just contact me on my social medias. I have my Snapchat and my Instagram in the description box below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed this. If you haven't already subscribed, then please subscribe. It means a lot. Come and join my family. We are almost at 50,000 subscribers, which is madness looking at back when I was at 9,000. Like, that is just insane. You guys do not know how much you honestly mean to me. But yeah, I hope that you guys did really super enjoy this. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Goodbye.